I want to tell you about a number, and I want you to actually sit with it for a second. The average American right now is spending $219 a month on subscriptions. Not rent, not food, not gas. Subscriptions. That's $2,600 a year, quietly leaving your bank account for things you signed up for and mostly forgot about. But here's the part that messes me up. When researchers asked people to estimate how much they spend on subscriptions, the average guess was $86 a month. The actual number was $219. That's a 2.5 times gap between what people think they're spending and what they're actually spending. You don't have a spending problem. You have a visibility problem, and that's exactly how they designed it. Let me take you back about 15 years. Back then, owning things was the whole point. You bought a DVD. You bought software on a disc. You paid once, you had it. The transaction was clean, the relationship was clear. Then something shifted, and it didn't happen all at once. It crept in. First, it was Netflix, which was an easy yes. Then Spotify, then cloud storage. Then your phone started asking if you wanted to subscribe to iCloud. Then your gym added an app tier. Then Adobe turned Photoshop into a monthly bill. Then your car asked you to subscribe. Your car. In 2026, Volkswagen is offering 27 additional horsepower for $22 a month through a software unlock. BMW is testing monthly fees for a 360-degree parking camera. Mercedes is running trials on subscription-based acceleration improvements. These features are already installed in the car. The hardware is already there. You just can't access it without the recurring payment. And that right there is the clearest picture I can give you of what the monthly payment economy actually is. It's not about access to content. It's about access to things you thought you already owned. Think about what ownership used to mean. You buy a car, you can press every button in it. You buy a house, every room is yours. You buy a piece of software, it runs on your computer. The monthly payment economy is dismantling that idea one subscription at a time, and it's not subtle anymore. The 2026 Toyota RAV4 charges $15 a month just for real-time traffic data on the navigation system it already has built in. Tesla's full self-driving feature is now moving to a subscription-only model after February 2026 at $99 a month. What you're buying when you buy a product is slowly becoming a license to use that product. And when the company decides the license costs more, you pay more, or you lose access. That is a fundamentally different relationship than ownership, and most people never agreed to that shift. It just happened. Now here's where it gets psychologically interesting, because this isn't just about cars or software. The monthly payment model works on your brain in a very specific way. When you pay for something upfront, you feel the pain of that purchase. You hand over $300 and your brain registers that loss. But $12.99 a month? That barely registers. Researchers call it the pain of paying, and subscription models are specifically designed to minimize it. Small number, automatic charge, easy to forget. 42% of consumers report being charged for a free trial they forgot to cancel. The FTC receives over 70,000 complaints every single year about subscription traps and auto-renewal issues. Companies know you forget. The business model depends on it. When you sign up for a free trial, the product team is not celebrating your trial activation. They're celebrating the moment your free trial converts to a paid subscription, usually when you're asleep or distracted and you don't notice for 3 more months. And there's another layer here that people don't talk about. These companies are not just hoping you forget. Some of them are actively making it hard to remember. In 2026, US regulators strengthened enforcement around what they call negative option marketing. The FTC introduced updated rules requiring that if you can sign up online in 1 click, you have to be able to cancel online in 1 click. No phone calls, no chatbots, no being put on hold for 40 minutes. The fact that we needed a federal regulation to make cancellation as easy as signing up tells you everything you need to know about what these companies were doing before. There's an entire field of design called dark patterns. It's the art of designing interfaces that technically give you a choice while making every option except stay subscribed feel confusing, frustrating or invisible. Some cancel buttons redirect you to a cheaper plan instead of actually canceling. Some require you to call a number that's only open Tuesday through Thursday between 10 and 2. This isn't an accident, it's architecture. And here's what makes it even more wild. It's not just the apps on your phone anymore. It's spreading into every corner of consumer life. 62% of companies are planning to convert at least one product into a subscription service by 2026. Not because consumers are asking for it, because recurring revenue is more predictable, more valuable, and stickier than one-time sales. A company that sells you something once gets your money once. A company that sells you access to something gets your money every month, forever, or until you remember to cancel, whichever comes last. The global subscription economy is projected to hit $859 billion this year. That's not a niche thing. That's the infrastructure of modern commerce. Now, I want to be honest with you. Some subscriptions are genuinely worth it. I'm not sitting here telling you to cancel everything and read books by candlelight. There are services that have legitimately changed how I work, and the monthly price is more than fair. But there's a difference between paying for value and paying because the exit was too confusing to find. According to a 2026 survey, 59.9% of Americans admitted they have a paid subscription going unused each month. On average, they're not using 2.6 subscriptions simultaneously. That's not a small leak, that's a slow bleed. And the average monthly value of those unused subscriptions is almost $27, which sounds small until you annualize it and realize you're losing over $300 a year to things you don't even touch. Here's what I think is the actual issue though, and this is the part that I want you to think about, beyond just canceling subscriptions. We've moved from an ownership economy to an access economy. And access is inherently fragile. When you own something, a company can't take it from you. When you have access to something, a company can raise the price, change the terms, shut down the service, or sell to a competitor. And everything you've built inside that platform can disappear. Your playlist, your presets, your saved documents, your unlocked features. Monthly payments for software-controlled functionality are quietly challenging what it means to own a product. If you bought it, but a company controls whether it works, did you really buy it? That question is going to matter a lot more in the next decade, because this model is accelerating, not slowing down. So what do you actually do with all this? First, you need to know your real number. Not your guess, your actual number. Pull up your bank statement and credit card right now and search for recurring charges. You will find things you don't remember subscribing to. Almost everyone does. Second, build the habit of treating subscriptions like employees. Every one of them has to justify its salary. If you haven't used something in 30 days, that's your answer. Third, start thinking about the ownership question before you buy. Is this a one-time purchase or a permanent rental? And if it's a rental, what happens to you when the price goes up? Because it will go up. The global subscription economy is projected to reach $859 billion in 2026 and could hit $1.5 trillion by 2030. Companies building toward those numbers are not doing it by keeping prices flat. The monthly payment economy isn't going away. And honestly, not all of it is bad. The idea of paying for what you use, spreading costs out over time, getting software that actually updates and improves, those aren't inherently evil concepts. But there's a version of this that serves you, and there's a version that farms you. And the difference is whether you chose it clearly, whether you actually use it, and whether you could leave tomorrow without losing something you thought you owned. 47% of consumers actively canceled at least one subscription this year, up from 31% in 2024. People are waking up to the math. The question is whether you're one of them, or whether somewhere in your banking app there's a $14.99 charge from 2023 that you've been silently funding like a forgotten charity. Check the statement, run the audit, own the things worth owning. And the next time a company tries to charge you $22 a month for horsepower that's already sitting in your engine, just remember, that's not a feature upgrade. That's a hostage situation.